Hey, how's it going, everybody? Ultimately, Lucky back again, once again, for another week of the Elite 1 Draft League. And this week we are facing off against Saigai. And as you can see around the team, his team is E.L.I.T.E, Excadrill, Tyranitar, Kyurem, Decidueye, Dodrio, Ninjask, Magnezone, Primarina, Porygon Z, Alola Marowak, and Caracosta. And this week he changed up his team quite a bit. Like, this is why we're facing Excadrill and Tyranitar again, because he recently traded it with Nick, who had it on his team, for his Megaran and Volcanion, which were really just bigger threats. And I believe he also dropped two things. I believe he also dropped a Nidoking and a Liepard for the Primarina and Dodrio, perhaps. So, I mean, it's better for me because I don't really want to face a Megaran and Volcanion core. Because against my team, Excadrill T-Tar just poses no real threat. So I predict him to bring the Mega Gallade, Magnezone. That should not be PZ, it should be Primarina. The Alola Marowak, Decidueye, and the Kyurem. And if he wanted to, he could lead the Kyurem and bring something and bring T-Tar, but he wouldn't bring T-Tar Excadrill against my team because he wouldn't need to do Sand Rush Excadrill, and there are some mons that couldn't outspeed, but without, like, even so, he could be Sand Force or Mold Breaker that could probably put more of a hole in the team. Magnezone, of course, just to check the Celesteela with Magnet Pull. And really the biggest threat we have to worry about, where if we cannot take it out before it's too late in the game, we probably just lose this game. And I know I say that we're going to lose these games throughout the past couple of weeks, but this is, seriously, a Sword Stance Mega Gallade just sweeps my entire team. If one Sword Stance up, he can just spam close combat, Zen Headbutt, and then maybe the last move being Ice Punch. Well, it could be Ice Punch for the Gliscor. And really, everything else is just to hit me hard. Because his real way of winning this week is to go offensive, to counter my bulky offense team. So right away, like, I just have Conkeldurr because he has over half his team weak to fighting, which makes Conkeldurr a very big and very obvious threat to come. But all the less he still needs to come. We have an Assault Vest, so we can take a hit from the Primarina, which is most likely going to be a modest choice spec set. We got Drain Punch and Mach Punch for our usual stab to keep us alive. Ghost Priority, Iron Fist to boost them up. Knockoffs give you the occasional item on some of the mons to help us hit Decidueye, which we can really have a harder time hitting. And Earthquake to round things off. We can hit really anything else that needs to be. Nothing else we could have brought that can help us out much. We maybe could have brought Rock Coverage for the Ninjask and the Dodrio. And at the same time, moves like Earthquake, and you can still hit a bunch of his mons for neutral. And of course, we're just max HP and attack with Adamant. Go for max damage and just keep us alive because we don't need speed or anything else. Stuff we get out, of course, Toxic or Poison Heal Gliscor, Earthquake, Knockoff, Roost, and Stealth Rocks. Very traditional. Yeah, and very traditional EV spread as well. Of course, if we get up Rocks, that helps cripple the Alola Marowak, which can really wreck our team, which also, Gliscor is it's the best check to the Alola Marowak. As we resist the Fire Stab, so he can only hit us for neutral with Shadow Bone, which can probably still do a nice hole into us. Of course, knockoffs, we can get rid of the Thick Club, making it totally weak, and get rid of other items like Primarina Choice Specs, whatever the Decidueye and Kyurem might have. The Kyurem can also just be a Choice Spec if you want it to be. And of course, Roost to just keep us alive. Next up, we got our Assault Vest, Arctophage, our Delmize here. Of course, again, just another semi-traditional set with Power Whip, Anchor Shot, Rapid Spin, and Earthquake. It's going to be my main check to the Primarina, where we don't need any attack investment for Power Whip to knock it out at all. Maybe if he's max HP, but I doubt that. I doubt that even would stop the kill. So he would need maybe a grass there to even stand some iota of a chance, but even then he couldn't take down Downrise. Anchor shot just to lock the mons in, rapid spin to get rid of the hazards, which he might not even need that much of. And Earthquake to bounce like that to hit things like the Magnet Zone and the E.L.I.T.E, where Shadow Claw probably wouldn't be as helpful compared to Earthquake, as we can hit the Decidueye. Well, the only thing Shadow Claw would help us with that Earthquake doesn't is the Decidueye. And even then, we have to worry about the immunity of PZ anyway. Next up, we got a sweeping Celesteela Beast Boost to boost up our attack after every kill. Autonomize with enough speed to outspeed his fastest Pokemon, which should be the Mega Gallade. Come to think of it, is it? Okay, well the Ninjask would outspeed us, but the Ninjask can't do anything but Speed Pass. Even then, something's going to come in dead if it switches in on Baton Pass. So we just gotta have Heavy Slam, Earthquake, and Fly with the Flying Z Crystal. And of course, that Z Crystal is mainly for the Gallade. But even without a boost, normal Fly would kill the Gallade. So we could pull that kind of surprise as long as he doesn't have Protect. And he can just send something in off Free Switch. That mon's going to take residual damage and is either going to suffer the fate of our Fly Z Crystal or even go down to Heavy Slam and Earthquake. But of course we're going to need a boost in the attack afterwards to kill some mons with certain moves like the Primarina and with Heavy Slam, and I believe the E.L.I.T.E with Earthquake. Even then, some mons are very situational to go with. And really, Celesteela is my only real win con. Because, like I said, as long as the Gallade sets up a Sword Stance and we don't have proper means of killing it, we're kind of dead anyway. Next up, we got Mega Audino with ability doesn't really matter, might as well give it Regenerator. And of course, it's got Whisk, Encore to lock the Gallade in on Sword Stance, and Dazzling Gleam and Fire Blast to round things off. Not quite sure how much damage Dazzling Gleam does to a Mega Gallade. So why don't we just take a look at it now. Dazzling Gleam should do about 54 max, so there's a chance we can 2-KO it. Yeah, there's a chance that we can take out the Gallade with Audino if we encore it into Sword Stance. So at least we got something going with that. Of course, really just to wall out any other special mons that can try to put a hole in it. Mainly the special Kyurem, probably not much else. The last mon we got is Slowking, Slack Off Scald, Focus Mist, and Dragon Tail. Generator with the Colbur Berry, so that we can take a knockoff from Mega Gallade, I believe, even after a Sword Stance. Of course, Dragon Tail to get rid of that Gallade afterwards, so we get switched out and lose his boost. Scald to burn the plethora of mons that could suffer from a burn. Focus Mist to catch things like the T-Tar and Magnezone switching, because Magnezone could come in on Slowking a bunch of times, but he does have to worry about this coverage and Fire Blast and Flamethrower. So it's just basically defensive to help take all those physical hits. And factor with minus speed, nature doesn't really matter. We're not outspeeding anything anyway, since we're only a base 30 speed Slowking. That's basically the summary of the team. So it's gonna cut to when me and Saigai are battling, and I'll see you guys until that happens. Okay, he sent the challenge our way. Okay, now my mic's plugged in. He sent the challenge our way. So, his team. Okay, so he brings similar stuff. He does not bring the Primarina or Magnezone, and instead brings the T-Tar and the Excadrill. Those in. Okay, so now it's just a matter of an issue of what we do with the situation. So, Dark Squidrill, so he's trying to pull some sand shenanigans on us. Really an issue of what he opens up with and what his play is. An ideal opener would be Trafalgar, as you can fire off several scalds on some things, with most of his pistol mons being drawn. You can ideally take a handful of it. The play would be to start off with Gliscor and just go for the rocks right away, thus crippling the Marowak on every switch in it comes in, putting it on a timer. The only hazard removal should be that Excadrill with Rapid Spin, unless the Saigai gets Defog, which it does. So he has 2 hazard removing options. Of course, there is always that Mega Galley that can set up once enough things are gone. Kyurem's probably going to be a choice card, probably a choice spec set. I think we open up with Trafalgar and fire off a Scald, or just go for offense, or we scout out moves. Okay, so it goes right up with the Gallade. I think we scare him out right away with Scald, but we still have to go for it. If you're going to fire off a knockoff and he's not going to get the Sword Stance up, we get a chance to burn this thing, which can be very, very critical. Because the Gallade's the biggest threat to us right now. And even after the Gallade, we have to worry about the Kyurem and the Alolan. I think if we can get rid of those 3, we can potentially cinch this game. Potential Celesteela setup would be against the Saigai. And maybe the T-Tar and Excadrill. Just checking to see the Z-Mons. Tyranitar is a Z-Mon, and so is Kyurem. So we have two Z moves to worry about. I'm not gonna calc it just yet, but if he's a special Tyranitar, perhaps it can have a Fire Rim Z on top of Fire Blast. The Kyurem is the Tyranitar can only run offensive Z moves, and the Kyurem can run offensive and status moves. So Z Haze, probably not. I don't see any need for Z Hail, as he wouldn't need to boost his speed at all. So if either of them have Z moves, Kyurem would not need any sort of status Z move, and instead be an offensive one. It really doesn't matter what he's thinking about. Really glad we got this opening with Slowking, because we scared it right out. We can burn Saigai to be very good, and we don't. Okay, so we see lefties on the Saigai. Is it worth calculating that damage as well? See if he's maybe especially defensive set. Probably not something that would happen though. Okay, so he actually... Nope, not yet. Not the right thing. Okay, so he probably has max HP invested. Okay, no, so that could be some Spidef investment. If he's max HP and max defense, Scald could have done 8 to 10%. So we can go for the idea that he's especially defensive to Saigai. Or, well no, he can't have Assault Vest since we just saw Lefty. I think our switch into the Saigai would be Falls. And Sword Stance, fantastic. Oh man, all we can literally do in this situation is now fire off knockoff. Because I don't want to switch something down to Saigai. The Saigai could definitely just fire off Sucker Punch. Sword Stance Saigai. He could have Leaf Blade. Because he doesn't get any physical ice coverage. The physical, let's say his moves would be Sucker Punch, Leaf Blade, and then Spirit Shackle. Those would be 3 ideal moves if he was Sword Stance 3 attacks. Oh wait, let's see how much Fly Split could take against a Sword Stance Saigai. Oh, so if this is the exact set, Sword Stance, Spirit Shackle, Sucker Punch would be ideal. Because I'm looking at a set on the calculator right now. Right off knockoff, that's 50%, doesn't get anything back. Baton passes! Okay, what's he going to? The Lola Whack or the Gallade? Oh man, I'd still like him to do Baton Pass. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, he won last week because he did Baton Passing shenanigans with that Ninjask. And of course, he's just going for the shenanigans again. This is not very good. I'm gonna go into the Gallade. Not very good. Very good. Can't switch anything into the Gallade. You just cannot. How much will it take from a knockoff? Oh man, if he actually stays in and is justified, we'll be so mad. So knockoff does 16 to 20, about 16 to 20. Same time, we cannot. Don't want to waste our time going for Stealth Rocks either. Just go for damage on the Gallade because we need to get it. Ice Punch anyway, so there. I think our play in here now is to just be Slowking with Dragon Tail away. Because this is not a point where we want to risk the Scald Burn. We take booty damage from it, but since he Baton Passed his shenanigans, even with knockoff, we could lift something. At this point, I'm going to be safe and just Dragon Tail, because he would probably need a crit knockoff to knock us out, perhaps. I don't know. So knockoff could take us out, but because we have the berry, it won't. So yeah, our play here is still Dragon Tail 100%. And not play games with the Scald. We haven't revealed Dragon Tail. It would be a waste not to go for knockoff if we has Earthquake instead. Land the Dragon Tail. That's fantastic. Okay, we send in the Curum. And sooner or later I'm going to crack under pressure and just go with Celesteela. At this point we have to send something in to take damage. Because you got some Zelda. There's normal Curum with a, let's say, Choice Spec set. Conkeldurr still takes a lot of damage. And that's not even with a modest Curum. Let's see, the Gallade has revealed Ice Punch and Earthquake. Once he did Earthquake, we can assume he has nothing to hit Slowking. So we get to go in Conkeldurr. Okay. But we just get his Saigai right out with knockoff. If he sets up Sword Stance, the Saigai should go down. Let me just do some calcs. Comes against Saigai with no item. That means it's not changing for whether or not we have an item. Okay, so it doesn't. So it did. So we do 70% minimum, so we just take the thing out all the way with knockoff. If something's coming in, if it's the Gallade, he still keeps his item, but anything else is going to lose its item, which can give us drastic help. Get rid of that Marowak stick club would be phenomenal. If he calls Ice Punch instead of Knockoff. Question is, what does he do with this Saigai? As its flying coverage is great for it. It's gonna probably do a nice chunk of damage, but without setup, we don't do enough. So yeah, he boosted up Knockoff, so he only has one offensive move then. Which could probably is going to be no, it can't be Spirit Shackle since we would have Audino, which can take it 100% as we don't take any damage. So his ideal attacking move would be Leaf Blade. So his full intentions with this Saigai was to baton pass Saigai, which is really annoying. Spirit Shackle, that's not very good. I don't get why he had Spirit Shackle. We had Mega Audino 100. Like, Mega Audino is still a normal type, and it comes all my matches. But anyway, the Saigai's down. We don't have any more Swords Dance Shenanigans right now. The ideal play would be to go into the Gallade, just fire off a Psycho Cut or a Zen Headbutt. He goes into T-Type, Kyurem, or Excadrill. They could take a lot of damage. See a Lolawak. We might need to tank an attack. If the Lolawak, if he doesn't have speed, we'd either have to, like, if he wouldn't have speed, then it would be a speed roll, and we would have to rely on taking an attack if we don't go first anyway. So yeah, it's the Gallade. So we either revealed Swords Dance on this Pokemon, or not. And if he has Swords Dance, we would have to sack off another Mon with Slowking to get back more with the Generator. I don't want to risk Conkeldurr, I'd rather risk Dhelmise. Okay, Zen Headbutt, that just takes us down all the way. Dhelmise doesn't really take anything out that much. The T-Tar, it has its Dark type moves. Kyurem, if it's special, it probably will be. We could probably take an Ice type move, but I think at this point we want to go Slowking. We want to try and with Slowking to a Zen Headbutt. Because his last move would be ideally close combat. Yeah, we take under 20%. We should take under 20% with Slowking. Mark down the Gallade has Psycho Cut. Or no, not Psycho Cut, then Headbutt. I don't feel like calculating how much damage that would have done anyway. He would just be an avid max attack. Yeah, his last move has to be some sort of fighting coverage. So I think we can fire off. I think we can go Slack Off to scout that last move. We just continue that Headbutt. Do we flinch? We don't. I think we can just go for the burn. Because anything that comes in, almost anything does not want to get burned. So his play would be Kyurem, exactly. We don't burn Kyurem, he shows lefties. Lefties Kyurem, would he be Subtoxic Roost? Though, seems like a big misplay. I want to risk Slowking being toxic, though. Let's see, how much would Kyurem take from Focus Blast? 49, be about 49 to 50, not even that much. Yeah, it's a 49 max. We go Audino to scale what set he is. Okay, that's Sub-Roost Toxic Hero. Use Dazzling Glee and break that sub. Checking if Encore goes through Substitute. Okay, so if we go Encore, he'd be locked into sub. Okay, stuck, nice. I mean, that's still not the ideal move he'd be locked into, because now he's stuck. We just go for a Wish. He's probably gonna switch out into Excadrill. Since he probably doesn't want to take Dazzling Gleam. So yeah, we've seen Sub-Toxic Ice Beam. The last move is probably Roost. Listen to your Lola Whack. Now we have to deal with this mod. How much could Audino take? How well does Audino take on the Marowak? Probably not very well now that we're less than 50%. And of course, he could just be a Rockhead variant, which could not be though, as Lightning Rod would be a better idea. I think we gamble as to whether or not he's Flare Blitz or Fire Punch, because we can take a Fire Punch. Sets up Swords Dance, I really would not like that. Really, I would like to Encore into whatever move he's in, so whatever comes in afterwards would be able to take this thing on very much better. And if he's Swords Dance, that could also be ideal. So let's Encore, stack off. Okay, so that's Flare Blitz and Rockhead. And Slow King just comes in 100%. Well, maybe not. That's the problem with this Alola Whack. We have to, something just goes down to it every time. I don't think Slow King can fare well since he's probably Thick Club. Yeah, we died a Shadow Bone 100% of the time. Well, Shadow Bone has 56% chance to Oko. And Scald can't even take this thing out. Same time though, if we Scald this thing, it's about 70%. We should, if he's not, he would, if he does not have speed investment. If he does not have speed investment, Celesteela could then take it out. And Celesteela is really the only thing that could outspeed it. But we have to get Scald off either way, which means he Shadow Bones. Yeah, the little Marowak just cleans. Okay, we live, thankfully. Okay, we get big damage off. Okay, we now have to put under the idea of whether or not he has speed investment or not. I mean, yeah, we just have to fire first spike of speed. Outspeed, we lose. The outspeeds, we lose. And I can't. Yep, so we lost. He had speed investment on this thing, so we just lose this battle. Definitely no surprise there that we lost. Yeah, it was a crit. I don't even know if that would matter or not. I don't care at this point. It's quite obvious we lost this battle. It's not even worth calculating. It's just... Nope, it wouldn't be. That would not have been a roll. Well, no, the crit flare blitz didn't matter. That thing did. That thing would knock out Conkelder every time. It sucks that we have to lose like this. Ah, man. See, like, Conkelder beats so many mons on his team, but the mons it can't beat, we just couldn't have beaten. And because he had speed investment on his thing, Celesteela couldn't really take it out with Earthquake. Celesteela maybe could have made a comeback in this game since nothing else had Sword Stance, but really just nothing stopped this thing from really nothing stopped the Alola Marowak and Gallade from on flying up. I knew as long as those two mons were coming, we would have lost no matter what. So, win-loss record is now 5-4. It's a +3 record. So that really sucks. That really sucks. Like, I also didn't like that. I also just didn't like the idea he did baton passing shenanigans. Like, I'm not just trying to shit on him, but really, baton pass is just kind of a very, very bad strategy to run in most situations. Oh man, I definitely knew this was coming. I definitely knew this loss was coming, but I did not expect it to be a 5-0-1. But yeah, because the Marowak had speed, it was able to outspeed Celesteela. Oh man, that really sucks. I really wish we could have lowered how much we lost by at least like if we could have taken out one more mon, it would have been very satisfying. But, like with the mons that Conkelder couldn't take out, they literally just beat the rest of my team. So I'm just gonna stop. Rambling on. Leave a link to Saigai's Amino in the description. If you have a Pokemon Amino, you can check it out. All I can say is once again, thanks for watching, guys. Remember to smack that like button down below and subscribe. As you already know, your support is greatly appreciated. Oh man, we got 2 more weeks left, and my opponents aren't any easier. All I can say is stay tuned for these last couple weeks to see if I can make it to playoffs or end up ultimately unlucky. But